2255, you can text in. I sense a little bit of wagon drop. I think it was the new year.
Why are you looking this way?
I'm not. Hey, puppy chow. I'm not. Somebody brought puppy chow in here, Warren, which was not good for Diane because it's really hard to avoid puppy chow.
I'm sure you've seen that, Warren, where it's the Czech cereal with the powdered sugar and butter and some birthday cake sprinkles. It had like an extra punch in it. It was very addictive.
Sprinkles, that hurts me.
Oh, me. I've seen it, Diane, and just because you do it one time don't mean you have to make it a lifestyle.
That's true.
Yeah.
I could say no from here on out.
But it is a lifestyle if we do that every day now, isn't it? I had a conversation with a friend who really is interested in doing this, and I said, listen, and he's made 2 days. He's done 2 days.
Okay.
And I said, if you can keep this going, you're going to change your life. He says, I need to.
Yeah.
Warren, you had a great story out of San Diego?
Yeah, we did. Actually, yesterday, an unsolicited Stevie J, but a friend of mine, and he asked for some advice, and obviously, where I started. And so after, let's look. Let me pull it up here. On 222, Stevie J weighed 236 pounds.
Okay.
Yesterday, he was down to 207.
Wow.
Dropping 29 pounds. 7 weeks, average 4 pounds a week. Now, I must say, he not only dropped the sugar, but he added some exercise to what he's doing.
Well.
And he continued. He had sent me this chart that he's been keeping, but he continued with, it's amazing how much better I feel. I didn't even know I felt that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I definitely did. Even my snoring is gone.
Really?
And my sleep is amazing.
Sleep is amazing.
So, that is, that's the reason you do what you do in regard to staying away from sugar and, some of the things we know that just aren't good for us is so we can have a better life.
Yeah. And I think I probably plateaued somewhat. I feel great, but it's not the rush it was early because I'm getting used to feeling good. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
And I like it, and I don't want to, I don't want to go back to that. So I've maintained, but I've been pretty plateauy, which is fine. It just, I like how I'm feeling, like how I'm sleeping, like how I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I like how I'm thinking a lot. That to me is close to dramatic as far as the difference in mental awareness, being acute thinking, reasoning, all these other things is better.
Well, I mean, sugar is now being linked to with different studies. Stevie J, Alzheimer's, and, all the other dementia diseases that go on as we get a little older. And that's a big part of it.
Well, there's just no benefits I can find to processed sugar. None.
The only one is, like in my mind, and you've asked me before, and I've said none, and I still stand by that, but if I had to, if I was forced, I would admit it tastes good.
There you go. Well, so does I understand antifreeze tastes good too. That's according to the the pets. Dogs have got to keep them away from antifreeze because they like to. So it is a real illuminating deal. When you said toward the end of our interview, November 19, that the worst thing you do for your body is eat processed sugar, and I said I'll quit because I sometimes say spontaneous stupid things around Thanksgiving. I quit sugar, which is unbelievable. But I felt...
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, great timing. Good thinking, Stevie. So a lot of people, I jumped on in January when we started Sugar Busters, but it's been eerily quiet. So I'm a little nervous that we've lost a lot of people out there. I just want to bring you back. Are you there? Hello? I remember you joined that club. I sent you a certificate. I worked really hard and paid for the postage. If you have something, I don't hear much these days, and I've asked for comments. If you want to text in 359-2255, not as many people jumping in because January is the hot day, kind of hot month to do things like this. Mm-hmm. There's essentially 7 times more members than I expected because this is not a Happy Radio Mug Club. It is a life changer. If you don't like how you look, you think, or you feel,
you just have to stay so darn disciplined on this.
Not if you change what your just routines. You have to change habits. You have to change your habit, right, Warren? Tell her, Warren.
Yeah. There has to be, Diane, a mental change as to why you're doing it, and then hold that picture in front of you when that addiction, and it's going to be an addiction, there's no question. And I understand it totally. As I've said before many times, I was a sugarholic when I was a teenager. And the thing that got me away from it was the pain of having that extra weight and the way I personally looked as a teenager, and that's important to kids, to look a certain way. That pain kept me away from sugar, and after a few weeks, honestly, 6-7 weeks, that addiction and that sense of urgency to have something with sugar goes away. And people ask me all the time, well, don't you get tempted at Thanksgiving and Christmas? And no, because that's not who I am. And when you get to a point that you make a decision, and Tony Robbins says it so eloquently when he says, if you want to know if you've made a decision, look back at your behavior. If there's no change, there was no decision made.
Okay, you're right.
And so sometimes we wish for stuff, and there's a huge, huge difference in wishing and doing.
Yeah.
And it takes the same amount of time to wish as it does to do. And that's some of the things that I have in my life, and the people that I've worked with closely through the years, is what they do. And this friend of mine in San Diego, he's known me for many years, and he made a decision. And he made a decision actually in November, 1st of November, and true to a lot of people, he fell off the wagon. But this time, holy cow, he's lost an average of 4 pounds in a week for 7 weeks, and that's motivational. And another thing that really helps with continuity to what you're doing and staying away from sugar is to get linked to other people, i.e. Stevie J's Sugar Busters.
Yeah.
That is a great place of community. And on the Facebook page, Stevie J, you have Stevie J Sugar Busters.
Yeah.
And that's a great place to go for some encouragement, because if we're by ourselves or with other people that are very addicted to sugar, then it's a much greater chance we're going to fall off the wagon.
Well, we've had Ed, we've had Marcy both chime in. I'm still with the program. I'm still on board. So far it'll be Warren, Stevie, Marcy, Ed, and Puppy Chow, Diane. So we've got 5 renewing their deals, 4.5 after the Chow. So no more Puppy Chow in this building.
You got it.
It's Chip, spreading the word, and spreading the gospel. You have to stay strong.
Okay.
So spreading the word is like spreading the gospel. You have to stay strong. Thank you,
slogan,
Chip.
Life without sugar matters.
Patty, no backsliding here.
Okay.
I'm still on.
Good for Patty.
I'm convinced that sugar-free lifestyle is the way to go. Okay, now we have 7 back in the club. Good news. No, it's good to hear from you. Because I haven't talked to many of you about this in a long time. Listen, those that are doing this, know. And this is why it's very easy to tell and talk about, because and then the thing I think I probably need, Warren, maybe you can help me, a sheet on our Sugar Busters Facebook page that essentially says, here's what you can eat.
Well, and that's the text that just came in. What do you eat? I don't like veggies or fish. Not sure what to eat.
Okay, meats and cheeses. You can do sour cream. You can do anything like the cow is natural. And it's what I'd say, Warren, because you told me, is that you simulate that stuff. The natural fruits and things your body knows and sees. The processed stuff they add, we don't.
Yeah, and there's a bigger span of time between, say, the fruits that have all the fiber and the nutrients versus the sugar. And the reason it's addictive, before we leave that, if I could, Stevie J, and people, all over the world have studied this and researched it. Sugar rewires the brain. It releases dopamine. And that's the addictive part. And I don't know who came up with the word, D-O-P-A-M-I-N-E, dopamine, but that is a feel-good hormone enzyme that when we take the sugar, our brain goes, ooh, this is good, and I feel good. And people go, well, how are you going to get away from that? You don't have to get away from having your dopamine. You can do it with exercise.
Okay.
Ryan says on the 217 text 359-2255, I travel a lot for work. Are there any tips to eating healthy while traveling, since it's convenient to eat fast food? Thanks, Ryan. P.S. The headaches have
gone away. Feel
away.
great. Still going strong. The headaches, he believes, is from cutting out the pop.
Hey, boy, that's a biggie. What about on the road, Brian?
Yeah.
Any, Warren? Any tips?
Yes, and I travel, Stevie J, quite a bit.
Yeah.
And whenever I travel, I know I'm going to be in situations and places, airports, etc., that do not have good food. And now the restaurants, if you are really nice to the waitress and tell her how to prepare your foods, you can get what you need. But so many times in meetings all day long in different places, we don't have access to anything other than a snack machine. And what I always do is carry protein bars and protein chips.
Yeah.
And most of us in business meetings have briefcases or purses, and you can put a couple in there, and when you have to have a snack, go there rather than indulging with everybody else with the donuts and the cookies and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But that's what I do, and a lot of other people do it as well, but have to do a little pre-planning in your packing before you get on that plane.
I found the Atkins bars. They're like $1.50 each or something.
Right.
But those have zero
Great.
sugar.
Zero sugar.
Jessica, I have my certificate hanging by my cubicle door at work. Good for you, Jessica. We appreciate that.
Nice reminder.
Here's somebody that says, I've never left, always been here, dealing with cancer, can't have sugar.
Yes.
Nancy and Rich, we're still in, 23 and 24. Okay, so I'm feeling more encouraged that we are not alone in this desert of work.
That's great.
Warren, we appreciate you, my friend. People, please Google.
Love to be with you guys.
Please go to Google Images and type in Warren Honeycutt and then think Stevie J, because that's kind of what my body looks like. Not really, but it's something.
It's a mirror image. I mean, I could do one of those cutouts.
All right. I'll put my head on your body.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
keep it going. GetHoneycutt.com. You can buy Warren's book, Get Lean.
And GetHoneycutt.com.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, there's more text coming
another
in.
text. My name is Sean. Hold on, glasses. I have been listening for months about Sugar Busters. I eat sugar and can't stop. I feel horrible.
Yeah. And remember,
know.
Sean, you don't have to satisfy your sweet tooth. You can do that. You can satisfy the sweet tooth with natural sweeteners that do not spike the insulin, which is the real big issue with sugar.
Well, now somebody just texted in. Could we get
about frozen fruit or dried fruit?
Frozen fruit or dried fruit? Is that okay?
It's better than sugar, but when you dry the food or the fruit, it does have a higher glycemic content, and it will spike your insulin, but it is better than just the sugar.
Okay.
I have to say. It's not as good as the regular fresh fruit.
Okay, Warren, a great session today.
And CJ, I will send you a list of foods that are very easy to prepare and make, and I'll send that for us to put on the page if you like.
Yeah, you betcha. Stevie J Sugar Busters Facebook, because we need to hold hands during this whole era of really good sugary foods out there. But I'm telling you, Sean, this is hard. But if you can, what was great about it is the difference in your body and life is quick, unbelievably quick from the standpoint of how good you feel quickly. That's why everybody's looking for a simple button. We want to take the fat-burning pills at night so that it melts away our fat during our sleep.
Right.
We want the easy button. This is as easy, as far as I'm concerned, as it gets from the standpoint of you don't have to go on a diet. Do one thing. Quit processed sugar. That's all the stuff they add in the boxes and the cans at the grocery store. Look at the sugar content.
Yeah, look at the sugar content.
I saw a bottle of Gatorade. Hey, get those electrolytes. 35 grams of sugar in Gatorade.
Unbelievable.
Come on, vitamin water. Vitamin.
Right.
Vitamin.
Sounds good.
Warren, you're the man.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
We'll be in touch. Warren Honeycutt, ladies and gentlemen, honorary chair of Sugar Busters. Thank you for your input and texts into these text line. Warren Honeycutt's appearance.